Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first video of mine that you're catching, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I majority source online, like mystery boxes, liquidation, things like that. And I love to come on this channel, unbox it live, show you what came inside, and then come back a few months later and give you an update based on my actual results and a recommendation if I would buy another one based on how it did for me. So today I have the American Eagle men's box from Boutique by the Box. So if you want to see how I did with this one, definitely stick around. So this one had a little bit of drama when I first got it. This box was advertised as new with tag, new without tag, men's. And when I got it, and I'll link the original video down below too if you want to watch. But when I got it, it was a lot of like, I don't know if they were sample pieces or what, but the inside tag that shows like the style number and the date, and sometimes even the fabric content were completely cut out. Some of them didn't have sizes. There was no way that I was going to be able to sell many of the pieces as new at all. I mean, maybe not even used. There were a few, like if the tag and stuff is cut out, I don't even like to sell those as used. Plus, there was a whole handful of stuff that was women's clothing, not men. So I ended up emailing them and they ended up doing a partial refund, but they did not ask me to like send anything back or whatever. So all of that being said, it was a 50-piece box and I ended up listing 28 out of the 50, so just over half. A lot of the pieces went to thread up, the women's pieces, and I did one bulk like t-shirt bundle, which that one is, I think it was 6 shirts, but it's considered one listing. And then there's some stuff I had to throw away. So what I'll do today is I'll talk about what sold, how much it sold for, and I'll give you a final assessment at the end if I would buy this again if it became available. If you want to see the original, I did link it down below. And if you like content like this, certainly consider subscribing to the channel. Anytime I get a new box in, I unbox it for the channel. I come back and do an update a few months later. And I hope that helps you like make some decisions about your own reseller business. And let me know if you ordered this down in the comments. I would definitely love to know. If I remember correctly, and did I go back and watch my original video? No, I did not. But there were a few pieces that I couldn't list or didn't feel were represented properly as being new with tag or new without tag. And then there were a few that were women's. They ended up giving me some site credit to make up for those items. They did not ask me to send anything back. So my cost for the box was $164.92, although it was more expensive than that initially. But what I did was take into account the credit that they gave me, and that's how I came up with my cost of $5.89 per piece. And then also what I did was I divided that by 28 instead of by 50 because there was, you know, I'm not counting the items that I did not list. So I just divided the cost of the box by the number of items I did end up listing, and that's how I got my cost per piece. I know this one's a little confusing. Like I said, there was a little bit of drama. However, Boutique by the Box, they did attempt to make it right. I was satisfied with the credit. And I was able to sell majority of the items. So I had 28 listed and I've sold 20. I have 8 left. So what I'll do is I'll show you on the side here what sold, how much it sold for, and how long it took to sell, what platform it sold on. At the end, I'll talk about what I have left, and then at the very end, I will give you my recommendation based on my results. So this box, actually very surprising. And granted, this is before I started selling on Depop again. I just recently started on Depop about 2 months ago now. So a lot of this stuff did not make it onto Depop. But the overwhelming majority of this stuff sold on eBay. So just FYI for you guys, if you're selling American Eagle, make sure you list it on eBay because like there's only there's 2 Poshmark sales, 1 Mercari sale, and the rest all sold on eBay. So let's go through the list here, lowest to highest. First sale is this Burgundy Slim Fit Flex Polo. This was a size large. This was a stretch to list as new without tag, but I did. This one actually only took 2 weeks to sell though, but it sold on eBay for $8. Now, again, because it was a stretch, I was not necessarily mad at I think someone sent me an $8 offer. I took it. With this stuff, honestly, like whatever people offered me, I took it because I didn't really love what I got. And I kind of just thought, okay, I need to like sell whatever I can just to make some money back. Then I had the sailboat swim trunks in a size medium. These sold in March. So like prime time for spring break. So that kind of makes sense. And these were $8.80. They sold for $8.80 on eBay. So I think I had them listed for like $10, and then I sent offer to watchers is most likely what happened there. The one and only Mercari sale, the crew neck skeleton holiday graphic tee. So I got a bunch of these like skeleton t-shirts, and I ordered this box the first week of January. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh, great, like Christmas stuff, which don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with selling holiday Christmas stuff, but when you get it in January, it tends to sit, right? So like, how am I going to do like a quick update on this box that has all these like Christmas t-shirts? But actually, those were the most popular, even in January, and sold very, very quickly. I think I sold all the ones I had. This one just happened to sell for the least, and they didn't sell for a ton, but they sold pretty quickly, which again, given the drama with this box initially, I was fine with. These are actually women's too, and I didn't really realize it until after I started like listing them, or I would have told Boutique by the Box these were women's as well. So anyway, this one was an extra small, and it sold for $9 on Mercari. It sold at the end of February. Then I had the mustard yellow V-neck t-shirt. It was literally just a plain V-neck t-shirt, as were many of the shirts in this box. This one sold for $9.27 on eBay. So the fact that I got $9.27 for a new without tag, stretch, new without tag, t-shirt, plain t-shirt, plus the buyer paid shipping, not complaining at all. That's pretty good. I had the crew neck skeleton holiday graphic tee. This is another extra small. This one sold at the end of March for $10.83 on eBay. Then I had the super soft raglan tee in greenish gray, size large. This one sold in June, so it took 4 months. This was a $12 Poshmark sale. It sold by offer. So when I say by offer, I have Posher VA. I have it set to send offers to likers after 5 minutes after the item is liked. So this buyer received a $12 offer with discounted shipping automatically, and they accepted it. Same with the next one. This is the same exact shirt. This is a size medium. This one sold in March, also for $12 by offer. So those were the only two of everything in this box that sold on Poshmark. Everything else from here to the top is all eBay, which is very interesting to me. I had the Flex skinny chinos in dark green. These were a 32 by 32, so these were men's. These actually sold quickly. They sold in only 10 days for $14 on eBay. Again, this stuff was nothing to write home about, so I wasn't expecting miracles. I'll take the $14. There was the super soft graphic thermal shirt. This one was a size small, and this was one of the first things to sell, actually. It sold for $14.44 on eBay. It was only listed 4 days. I must have sent an offer to my watchers, and yeah, it gave me some hope to make a sale that quickly. Then here's another skeleton t-shirt. This one was a medium. This one sold in just 2 weeks on eBay for $14.99, which, by the way, my full asking price was $14.99. They were only like $20 brand new or something. It wasn't all that much. Then there was the same t-shirt in a size large, extra large, sold for $14.99 on eBay on the same day as the last one. So I don't think they sold to the same person, but they sold on the same day. Then there was a Rolling Stones pink graphic shirt. So it was like a band tee, but it was American Eagle brand. This one was only listed 2 days, and it sold on eBay for $16.99. So $16.99 was my full asking price on that one. In hindsight, could I have maybe listed it a little higher? Maybe, but I'll take it. Quick sale on something I didn't think I was going to sell anyway. There was the micro dot button-up resort shirt in pink. This one was a size medium, and this one sold in about 3 weeks on eBay for $17. Somebody sent me an offer on that one that I did go ahead and accept. We're at the top 5. This is the 24/7 jogger shorts in light gray. These sold for $21.24 on eBay, and these were listed about like a month and a half, 6-7 weeks. And this one I did send offers to watchers, which I do. I don't have like an automation that does it for me, but I do check to see if I have watchers a couple times a day, and I'll send out offers as I get them in. Sometimes people purchase outright. Sometimes people send me offers. Sometimes people take my offers when I send them. So it's a healthy mix. I like to give people options. Then the next one were these 12-inch khaki shorts in a size 32. These were listed just about a month. Also sold on eBay for $21.24, which is what the cost was after my discount when I sent the offer to watchers. Top 3. So this was a lot of 6. So there were 6 standard fit crew neck t-shirts. So they were all the same style, all the same size. And instead of listing them individually, I just lotted them up and I listed them as a bundle. They were all new without tag. And I figured that was my best bet to sell them. It was way too much work to like try to list them individually and then ask like $8-10 for each one. So I sold the bundle on eBay. It was only listed 6 days. It sold for $25. I think I listed it for $30 or $35. Basically just wanting to get my like money back, how much I paid for the items. But somebody sent me a $25 offer, which I did go ahead and accept. Again, they were just t-shirts, so I wasn't expecting miracles. Then I had the long sleeve waffle knit shirt in black. This was the brand Aerie, so clearly a woman's item, but I still listed it. It was new. This one was new with tag, so I did go ahead and list it, hoping I could make some money on it. And this was actually the second highest sale in the box, $26.49 on eBay, meaning I did send an offer to Watcher on this one, and this one took about 2 months, but it did end up selling. And the highest selling item in this box were these army green cargo shorts. These were new without tag. They sold on eBay in just 2 weeks for $26.99, which was probably my full asking price. That's everything that has sold. Let me quickly go over with you what hasn't sold, what's still left, what's still available for sale. I have the garment dyed light pink button down shirt from Aerie. So this was a woman's piece. That is still here. I really thought that was going to do better, but that's still here. I've got the USA long sleeve t-shirt. We've made it through Memorial Day and 4th of July without selling that one. So I'm counting that one as a loss. It's a size small. I've got the ACDC high voltage t-shirt, which I really expected would have sold since the Rolling Stone ones sold so fast, but I guess not. Maybe it's because it's an extra small. I imagine this is probably a woman's as well. That's still here. I have the Grateful Dead Christmas shirt. This one was a size 2 extra large. And being that it's Grateful Dead and that Grateful Dead has such a following, I really, really thought that I was going to sell this one quickly, like the other Christmas ones, but unfortunately that's still here too. I've got the short sleeve button front shirt in tan. This was a men's shirt. It's had a moderate amount of interest, but no takers. I've got the New York City graphic t-shirt in a large, extra large. At this point, I might keep this one for myself. I'm not really quite sure. Just something to wear around the house if it hasn't sold. Then I've got this black, this one, oh my gosh, this one was, what a mess. What is going on here? This one is black and it's got hearts. It's a size extra small, but it's kind of cut more like a men's shirt, I think. I don't know. And I probably took it off, but the price tag was not in US dollars. It was in some other foreign currency that I am not sure what it was. So this shirt's a big mystery, and I don't know if it'll ever sell because I don't actually know what it even is. So there's that. And then I have the 2-in-1 mesh training joggers in black. These are a size 2X. These I thought would go for a decent amount, but those are still here too. So to recap the box, now that all is said and done, ease of listing, I'm giving it an oh no. This was terrible. Like I said, the tags were missing, the sizes were missing. Some of the stuff was not even in US dollars. I couldn't tell if it was men's or women's, but it was probably women's, but also was supposed to be men's. this was not an easy to list box at all. So no, I'm going to give it an oh no. Quality of items is also getting an oh no. I know that they made it right with the credit, but it was listed as new with tag, new without tag, and it certainly was not. Many of the pieces were either missing the fabric tags or the date code tags. Ones that weren't missing the date codes were like 5+ years old. Like, where have these been for the past 5 years? And there are so many new without tags, so many questionable pieces that I just couldn't even list. So quality of items, based on the description on the website, easily, it's oh no. I guess the real question is, was I actually able to make a profit on this? So I paid $164.92 after the credit that they gave me. As of right now, I've made on this box $231.90. So that means I've made my initial investment back plus $66.98, almost $67. You know, so that being said, I did make a profit. Yay. I do have a few things left that I still could potentially make a profit on. But, you know, typically with a box that I'm, especially if I'm buying first quality stuff, which this stuff was clearly not, end of the day, I want to at least double my investment. And I did not double my investment here. I did not double my investment, and I had a lot of extra work to do on it. So I'm going to give it an oh no all around. Would I order another one? No, I would not. You know, if this would have been more jeans, pants, sweaters, significant pieces for the cost, t-shirts themselves are not worth $7 or whatever the original cost was before I got that credit. And I don't think that this should have ever been listed that high, and it should have never been listed as new with tag, new without tag. So disappointing. The silver lining is that I was able to make my money back, plus a little bit of money for my troubles, I guess. But I definitely will be steering clear of this one again. And probably any Aerie or American Eagle boxes for that matter. Just the stuff in general isn't selling that well to begin with. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments if you ordered one of these and how it went for you. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this. Anytime I do an unboxing on this channel, I come back with an update and a recommendation if I would buy another one. And hit that like button on the way out if you could. It definitely helps out the channel. It lets me know you like this kind of content and to make more of it. That is it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.